first and foremost, thank you for joining us in our little studio here at the FP
amazing.
Show. Start off by just giving us a brief intro about you, what you do, what your business does, and ultimately how best you serve your customers. So give us a...
Sure. So I'm Ajaz, the people's broker, as you know. My company is Focus Finance Solutions. We've been going for nearly 6 years now.
Okay.
Our area of expertise is in bridging development, mainly property stuff, so bridging, development, commercial, a bit of cash flow side of things as well. And that's what we kind of love doing, and working with investors who are buying land or buying refurb properties.
Okay, good. And interestingly enough, it's, as I said, I think we've known each other for a number of years. We go back.
We met just after COVID time, I think, for the first time in that Starbucks, if you remember, upstairs.
Yes. Starbucks was a good meeting place.
Yes. And you were getting ready to go to Dubai, I think, at the time.
Yes, I was.
God,
good memory.
I still got my memory.
Good man.
Not bad.
And I guess really, from my perspective, is it's really, really good that we get the opportunity to go out and meet so many different brokers and talk to them about our products and what we do and how we can obviously help and support you and your client base. I think one of the key things about doing that is really getting an understanding and feel for what you would want from a BDM who came to see you. If I could say to you in terms of, from a BDM perspective, what would be an ideal BDM for you, and what are you looking for in a business development manager that comes and sees you?
And this is what I say, and I think I might have done like a social media post about it too, maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
What's a good BDM? So a BDM is not just someone who wants to come out and see you, have a coffee with you, take you out to lunch or whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody can do that. Everybody does do that. A lot of them don't even do that, actually. But a BDM should be someone who's with you in the good times and in the more challenging times.
Yeah,
so everyone is, it's good, come out here, tell us about the product, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. You get the business, we submit the deal, but not all deals can go the way you want. I just want to be able to kind of approach my BDM at that time and want him or her to answer my phone call when a deal is not going to plan, hey, you told me this, but now it's going this way, or it's at legals now, is there anything you can help and stuff? So
sure.
I understand, I've been a BDM myself, I've been a broker for all these years. Everybody has parameters and limitations and stuff like that. It's just someone being there for you and someone who's a line in for you to be able to kind of make your case sometimes and think logically at times.
Yeah, and you make very, very good points there. I think one of the things that I learned really early on when I started as a BDM was you get into the habit of you want to be pleasing everyone, so you kind of really latch onto someone that you go and see, and you're very fearful of turning around and telling that person that this deal doesn't fit or we can't do it and I'm going to say no to you, and your immediate instincts are, I don't want to say no, I don't want to say no, I want to hold on to this broker as much as possible. And in actual fact, what I've learned very, very quickly is actually turning down a deal and saying no to something at the early stages is just as vital as actually telling someone you can do a deal until the point that you can't. So that's something that we really value. And again, it's about having that level of trust, transparency.
Absolutely.
That is part and parcel of obviously what Tab believe in, right? We have those catchphrases which mean a lot to us in the business. And for us, it's about being able to communicate to you, manage your expectations as to what the deal looks like, any hurdles that we come across, how can we find a way to resolve those hurdles, to actually find a solution to make a deal work, rather than actually be of the opinion that, do you know what, I don't like this deal, or the underwriter doesn't like the deal, let's try and find a way to actually kill the deal. So that's something that I've learned and instilled in myself. And obviously it's part and parcel of the traits that we have within the business as well, that we want to have that approach, and that actually if we can't do something, that we tell you from the outset, it's not going to be one for us and we're going to move on from it. So thank you for that. So I think looking at where we are now, and obviously the market this year has been, I guess it's been challenging to say the least. As I said, I've only been back in the market myself for the last 4 months, so you may be able to give me a different view of what the actual last 12 months has looked like for you as your business in comparison to what it was like last year. So how's this year been for you now?
So I'm not going to lie, this year has been a very challenging year for us, especially I would say the first half of the year was very challenging.
Okay.
And even when I compare the numbers coming up to December, we haven't done as great as we were in 2024.
Yeah.
But I think the second half of the year tells a totally different story when I look at my business. The first half was very difficult when we were really trying to find business. The second half, something happened, the tide turned a bit, and a lot of stuff started to happen.
Okay.
I think I was sitting with someone, I was getting interviewed last year, and they were asking about 2025, and I'm the type of person, I'm very optimistic and a positive person.
Glass
so even if you sat here, asked me, Ash, what do you think 2026 will be like? I'll be like, you know what? 2026 is going to be the best year.
Best year ever.
So if we go in with that mindset, that's the key, and we can make it happen.
And look, mindset is a very, very important thing, I think, is having that. But again, there has to be an element of realization in terms of what we're facing next year. And you're right, next year, as a lender, we're going into it very, very positive. We've had some key milestones that we've celebrated this year with our new funding line that we made a big splash about. Having 500 million at this time of the year is no mean feat, and obviously we're very, very hungry to go out and really deploy those funds with as many of you as possible, and obviously offer that support to your business and others across the UK and Scotland. So it's certainly something that we want to do. Just a couple other things in terms of, I guess we touch on 2026, which is obviously fast approaching. We've only got 5-6 weeks now before Christmas. I think this year's flown past. An element of business that we're going to see next year, obviously with the budget coming up as well. How do you think that will impact, I guess, the consumer and the customer's mindset leading into next year for acquisitions or refinancing? For me, I've seen probably a lot more refinance deals in the market as opposed to acquisitions.
Yes.
And that's just because maybe maturity of certain loans that have come to the end, or fixed rates, and looking at newer rates in terms of where we are. But for next year, I anticipate that we will see a lot more purchase activity. As you said, development finance in there that you cover, and it's something that we'll be thinking about in the near future in other areas in which we go into. And like I said, part and parcel of having these meetings and having these discussions is, ways in which we can be innovative in terms of our products, and not just working on new products, but enhancing what we already have, talking about things that we do now that works really well for us as a business, and ultimately really trying to home in on that and really give the best to you and your customers. So the question really for next year for you is, I guess, the kind of business that you think that you'll see a lot more of.
So I think I have that fortune or luxury of seeing all types of business. Like, you don't want to be a one-trick pony, as you say, as a broker. So I think that's why I've been quite fortunate. I see like resi side, I see commercial side of business, and a bit of cash flow and stuff like that. Coming to next year, you're absolutely right about 2025. Acquisition business was a bit down this year. Maybe a bit of an impact of a lot happened last year's budget when they upped the stamp duty on the additional property. Also the stamp duty going beginning of this year, the thresholds changing and stuff like that. So it has impacted. Positive news that has happened this year, the base rate has been consistently coming down. Right. And we are, budget, maybe it'll put a damper on people's plan, but again, my expectation and hope is base rate will go down in December, and that could really rejuvenate things and kind of bring out those. So a lot of people are kind of sitting, just waiting. Come January, it could be a different story. I was speaking to a state agent the other day, and they said they already have 10 properties going live on the 1st of January, which everything has been done, but they're just kind of holding back. So there's something there. Speaking to people like that, you find out, and this is what it is, communicating with people in various industries, you get better ideas. So, like I said, I'm always optimistic, I'm always hopeful, so I think it's going to be good.
Okay. Look, thank you. It's been insightful.
Thank you so much. Thanks for
hear your opinion on matters and how things are going to be shaping up for next year. Look, glad we've kept in touch. Let's keep on keeping in touch. I'm sure next year and the rest of the year, this year will bring us many, many opportunities. And obviously, as I said, let's try and catch up and hopefully.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.